Alright guys, how's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? Today I'm going to walk you through how to go ahead and turn this wire right here into extension cord. I got this one here off from some big lights I had in my garage, a little bit of extra wiring. As you can see, there's no ends on it. This one here is pretty thick and durable and so forth like that, so I like that one here. This particular wire is not as thick, but it came off from a chest freezer, so it already has the one end, does not have the ends here. So we're going to go ahead and address these. We're going to go ahead and use this one here for example. And you can also use like old vacuums and stuff like that. Like this one here has an end. This one here, I put this end on. I will say with using these, use your own judgment and so forth. I would double check the wires, make sure there's nothing missing. You definitely don't want a hot and negative wire hitting each other, and you want to make sure you hook them up right. So don't necessarily take my word for it. Do your own research and be your own judge, but I hope this points some folks in the right direction. I've done this before, and it's worked fine for me, so it's a whole lot cheaper than going out and buying a new extension cord all the time. I've had these two here in my garage for a little while. They actually came off of these guys here, so I didn't need them. So I have these two ends. These are both called male ends because these stick out here. And these ones here in the box, I bought these brand new. These are your female ends. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started and get everything, I'll explain to you how everything works. Alright, so a few of the tools you're going to perhaps need is a wire snipper, or that trims the wires off and so forth like that. Got my wire snippers here. These here, down here, is what you use to clean up the wires. This will tell you your different gauges and so forth. And this one sits right here about a 12. So about 12, 14, give or take. So right in that range, that's our thickness of our wire. So that's what we have there. I want to show you an example if you're not quite sure what your hot and negative wires are and so forth like that. And we'll be using this. And we'll be using this guy here to demonstrate. Make sure when you use these, you're using their common sense. They're very good tools to have, just need to know how to use them. So do your own research and definitely hope this helps. So these are some of the tools that we're going to be using. I do have a razor blade as well. Don't want anybody to be cutting their fingers while they're trimming up their electrical wires and so forth. Alright, so here's a wall outlet. Oh, I'll get my camera to focus in. There we go. Here's a wall outlet. These two solid lights here, and if you read the bottom, double green is correct. So this is hooked up the way it needs to be. We're going to take this guy here. It turns off and on there. This is not 100%, so sometimes it may malfunction, so make sure you're just being careful and safe. Alright, so we have this here. See, we got nothing. This is designed to go inside here to tell if you got electricity. So if this has nothing, but we know this is working, that means the one on your left-hand side is your neutral / ground. This one here in the very bottom, that is your solid ground wire. It can either be green or just the open copper wire. This one here, beeping just like that, tells us we have electricity. So that kind of helps explain that to you, how it works. We got our white wire here, which is your neutral / ground. The bottom one is your solid ground, can be a green or open ground wire, copper wire. Then this one here is black, and this is always your positive in a house. So it's a opposite of a car, because black's your ground in a car. So if you're anything like me or other folks out there, you don't do this every day. So go ahead and write yourself little notes. You know, take a picture, stuff like that. Go ahead. So we'll just run right through it. So we got our black wire is hot. Black's always hot. At least here in the good old USA. If it's not, it should be. Definitely don't want people hooking up wires wrong. So white wire, like we just got done saying, this is your neutral / ground. Some of the older houses only have your black and white, but they should all have the black, white, and green. So here's your last one. So the green wire is your ground. All right, so here's the female end. I went ahead and took the back off. We're gonna go ahead and kind of mimic up against the wall. And there's your piece there. You're gonna have the one right here, this one here, this one here. They're all different colors, so that will help keep it color coordinated for you. So that's pretty cool how they designed that. All right, so we went ahead and got all the wires hooked up. I can't repeat this enough. Don't ever plug anything in like this. So I just want to point that out there, but I'm just holding it up here, example. So as you can see, the one off to the right is your black. The left is your white, which is your neutral ground. And that bottom one that you can't quite see, that's your solid ground. It can either be an open ground wire, or a lot of times you'll see the solid green wire. All right, so we're back over here now. As you can see, there's that little split on the end right there. And I like to go ahead and take some electrical wire. I will go ahead. All right, you can see that split there. And I like to go ahead and take an electrical tape just to tape up the ends before we put our connecting piece on. I will go ahead and start down here, strengthen a little bit, and just keep working my way up. Kind of like what I did over here at the female end. So that way when I'm done taping, this clamp here will hold it down, and a lot less likely chance for this to come undone in the future. All right, we're gonna go ahead and test the wires out. Everything's hooked up the way with that one. Everything's hooked up with this one here. And the best way to test them out, plug them in and see what we got. All right, so we took all the proper safety measurements. Go here. We have ourselves a double green light. Read the very bottom, double green is hooked up correctly. So this one is 100% good to go. Set this one here. And then this one here, we only had to put the female end on because the male end came off from a chest freezer. Plug this one in, flip her around. Got a double green again. This one's good. Well, just for laughs and giggles. Oop. Everything is hooked up correct. This one here, I had for a couple years now. This one came off a vacuum, and it's been doing just fine. So I hope that was helpful. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. And have a wonderful day. I hope this was helpful. As always, peace out and God bless YouTube land, and have a wonderful day. Bye.